your kids throw a fit in public, it's a real challenge for parents when it happens.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to stop going places,
No.
but you got to figure out what to do. Heather Waterfield is here with some tips. I guess the biggest thing nowadays, you're afraid that if you do discipline your kids at Price Chopper, somebody's going to call Child Protective Services on you.
You know, and you've got to be careful about how you do that and respectful to where you are and to your child as well. But like we were talking earlier, you know, when my child was like 2 to 3, we didn't really go many places because I know my kid and I know what his behaviors are going to be like. So but there are some things that you can do to make it a little bit easier.
What do you do before you even leave the house?
Okay, so you got to plan ahead. Where are you going? Make sure if you're going somewhere, you know what's going to be there, and bring things along with you so you know what to expect. Like if you need to bring quiet toys, extra things to keep your child entertained. And again, know where you're going. You know, like we went to family-friendly places where my child was able to get up and kind of walk around if we went to a restaurant. But you also got to make sure that they know what's expected of them. So before they go out, tell them, this is what I expect from you. This is what I want to see your behavior like. And if they don't, you got to know what are those consequences, right?
What
What's
age are you
gonna
talking
happen?
about here, though?
Well, you know,
3, 4?
3, 4, and even like 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, you know, you got to do some of these things. It's going to be different with each age group and how you do that. And then keep your expectations realistic. We were talking about the 2-year-old at a dinner place. Maybe not going to expect them to sit for maybe more than 30 minutes. So where else can you go that might make it a little bit easier for them? And if you need to get out, because as parents, we all do.
Determine the consequences ahead of time, right?
Yeah. If you don't do this, this is what's going to happen. Or if you do act like this is what's going to happen as well.
And when you say have a mission, what does that mean?
Like, what are your plans? How long are you going to stay at the restaurant? If you're going to go to the grocery store,
Does that help that they know
in
what
hand.
to expect? We're going to be here for this much time. You have to be quiet, but only until here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that way, then, they kind of have a frame of reference. Okay, I need to sit for this long, and then after this, I'll be able to go do something a little bit maybe more active than what I want to do.
What's plan B?
If you need to leave, leave, right?
Okay.
You know, I mean, know what you're going to do. So if your kid throws the fit in the grocery store,
Yes,
what are
please
you
don't
going to do?
subject the rest of us to a whole deal
Right.
with the kids.
Well, how about physically disciplining them?
Well, you know, I think it's appropriate for you to actually pick up your child and take them out of the situation, you know? If you're in public and if they're acting out, you've got to know how are you going to handle yourself, because usually it's the embarrassment of the parent that causes us to then maybe do something physical. So instead, take them out, let them calm down. You calm down as well, because sometimes you're so uptight about it that, you know, you might do something that you might
We could
regret.
spend an hour on this.
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
Thanks.
We have Heather's tips and a link to the Family Conservancy where she works. Go to fox4kc.com and click on Mornings. Thank you.
You're welcome.